trig ratios. Now what we're going to talk about today does not need a calculator. It involves a right triangle. They're going to give you 2 or 3 sides, and then you can find the trig ratio. Now first, let me give you the acronym that I like to use. I pronounce it SOHCAHTOA, but as far as it tells you literally what's what. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then tangent, actually if I'm going to go ahead and spell it out, I need to put that E on sine. That way people don't think it's sin, but it's sine. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Now you might be saying, what are you talking about? Well, let's say I have angle A here. If you go from that perspective of that angle and literally go opposite to it, you'll be over here. Adjacent means next to. So which angle is next to A? If this is opposite, or which side rather, that would have to be this one. And probably the easiest to find out of all three, if you find your right angle and go opposite from it, that is always your hypotenuse. Now it's all according to what perspective you're going for. This time the angle is over here. But let's say we shift it, and I'll put a B up here, and I wanted the perspective of B. Well, notice how, still right angle, so that's still the hypotenuse. But now, if we, at angle B, just walk out straight, notice how this time, this side is opposite. So that means that side is adjacent. So they can flip it any way they want to. Let's say it was even like this. I'll just use C. Right angle. So you know that has to be the hypotenuse. Walk straight out. Opposite. Adjacent. And where it comes into play, they're going to give you, let's say, we'll do this one first. We'll do one of our standard Pythagorean triples. If I give you this, and I wanted you to find, we'll start off with the 3 basic trig ratios. We'll go sine of D, cosine of D, and tangent of D. Well, sine of D, if you go across, 3 is opposite. Find your right angle. There's your hypotenuse. So that means this side is adjacent. Now, it'll get to a point you don't have to manually write them. I'm just doing them to help you out to see where things are coming from. So if I want sine, sine by definition is opposite over hypotenuse. So 3 over 5. Cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse, 4 over 5. Tangent, opposite over adjacent, 3 over 4. Now notice how we could also find it. Oh, we might as well. Let's do this one. Let's go from, well, no, never mind. I changed mine. We'll do a similar one. We'll just say it's here. So going from the perspective of E, if I said sine, cosine, tangent, notice how before I even give you sides, right angle, so there's the hypotenuse, go directly opposite the angle, walk straight out. Here's the opposite. Adjacent. Let's say this time we'll do 5, 12, 13. Another triple that makes it nice. So sine of E, opposite over hypotenuse, 12 over 13. Cosine of E, adjacent over hypotenuse, 5 over 13. And tangent of E, opposite over adjacent. Now they could be creative and make it to where you have to find the third side. Let's say I gave you something like 17 and 8 and wanted the 3 trig functions of P. Well, notice how I'm missing a side, but it's a right triangle and I have 2 sides, so guess what I can do? Pythagorean theorem. 8 squared plus x squared equals 17 squared. 64 plus x squared equals 289. Hey, Coco. Subtract over the 64, so 225. X equals 15, which I knew that's what it was going to be because that's another triple. It always works out whole numbers, 8, 15, 17. The most common 3 are those, 3, 4, 5, 5, 12, 13, 8, 15, 17. Anyway, I just wanted to be pretty for you. So if that's 15, notice how we want all 3 from P. So right angle, hypotenuse. Across from it or opposite from it. So that means that side's adjacent. So now find all 3. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse, 8 over 17. Cosine, adjacent over hypotenuse, 15 over 17. And tangent, opposite over adjacent. And once you get here, you're done. Now to go ahead while I'm here and put a little bit of upper algebra in there, there are 3, they're called reciprocal ratios. For sine, if you flip sine, you get, sorry, thinking my head. If you were to flip sine, it's cosecant. If you flip cosine, it's secant. If you flip or take the reciprocal of tangent, it's cotangent. And an easy way to remember it, to keep it together, there's not 2 S's or 2 C's together. Sine goes with cosecant, cosine, secant, tangent, cotangent. And where this is going to come into play is if sine of D is 3 over 5, cosecant of D is 5 over 3. Cosine of D is 4 over 5, so secant of D, 5 over 4. Tangent, 3 over 4, so cotangent, 4 over 3. And it works for all of them. Sine, so cosecant, cosine, secant, tangent, cotangent. And now you just flip them. 13 over 12, 13 over 5, 5 over 12. I'll show you some more interesting things that is more ACT-like on the next video. Thank you very much. Hope this was of help to you.